was like, hey, y'all trying to go out and take some pictures? And my friends being my friends, they were always down to do it. So
When it's all said and done, where would you like to see KinziK Media Group be?
I just have to sit back and kind of breathe, relax, understand
Right.
that I can't do it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the next Conversations with Brent. I know some of you are wondering, like, man, this dude put on show after show after show. How's he doing it? I can't take all the credit. Today you get to meet the man that helps it all, makes it all possible, Mr. Zaran Smith. What's going on, Zaran?
Doing good. I'm doing good. I appreciate you for having me today. It's a wonderful
Yes,
opportunity
sir.
to
Well,
be here.
hey, there is no show without you, sir. I mean, I could sit in front of a camera, but who's gonna make me look good? Who's gonna make sure my lighting's right and my sound is at the proper tones?
I mean,
It's
really,
Zaran.
there's no show without you. So, just here to make sure everything's working and running smoothly for you.
Why, hey, I appreciate that, sir. So there's a couple of things that we know about you, well, that I know about you, that we want people to get to understand. And one is that you have a production company and you're also in school at one of our fine HBCUs. So let's start with school first. So where
So
you in
yeah,
school? What's your major?
I'm an industrial engineer down in Florida A&M University in Tallahassee, Florida. Actually graduating this spring, so I'm looking forward to getting out of
Good
here.
deal.
And then I'm planning to go get my MBA after that. So be in school for a little bit longer, for a little bit more time after that. And then, yeah, you asked about my production company. So I started a production company officially this summer. It's KinziK Media Group. But I've been shooting since probably 2017. I was at that internship. I went and picked up a camera from just off of eBay. Just wanted something cheap that I could see if I actually like this or not. And from there, it's just the rest is history. I've been taking pictures, doing videos, and just getting my hands dirty in pretty much anything that involves a lens.
Okay. And so you said you're going to go back and get your MBA, your industrial engineer major. What's your plans after you graduate? Are you going to keep building your own business? You're going to do both?
So the goal is just to continue to build the business. Really want to pour all my resources versus time, money, people, whatever I can into it. So I have a couple offers from different companies in Georgia Pacific, things like that. But this current moment, I'm really just trying to focus on my business right now.
Okay. And so you said about 3 years ago you picked up a camera. What made you pick up a camera?
I was actually bored. I I left my internship and I was just kind of trying to figure out something else to do. My mom put me in a lot of different activities growing up, so I did like archery,
Okay.
horseback riding, karate, and all those different things like that. So I just wanted to try something different, and I saw Instagram, just saw people taking pictures all the time, and they always look good. And I was like, I wonder how they do lighting like that. I wonder how they get their shot like that or whatever. So went out, bought a camera, picked it up. I did my first shoot with some of my friends in Tallahassee before they graduated, uh, down over by Railroad Square. And I was asking them, I was like, hey, y'all trying to go out and take some pictures? And my friends being my friends, they were always down to do it. So
And that's cool. So with KinziK Music Group, did I say that properly?
KinziK Media Group.
Media. I don't know why I said music. Maybe you about to make something bust down the scene
I'm
for us.
trying to get into that too. So, I might have to, that's what the whole media is for. It's a group of different talents.
I understand that. So when it's all said and done, where would you like to see KinziK Media Group be?
Um, that's a really good question. As far as when it's all said and done, I don't think I'll ever be said and done, but one of my short-term goals right now is to get some content on Netflix or Disney or Hulu or one of the big streaming companies. And just try to
Okay.
see, if I can actually do it. I always like to challenge myself, so anytime I get a chance to, flex my muscles creatively, it's kind of like, all right, what's next? What can I do next? I did a project back in 2019 called In My Own Skin. And I basically was just for 28 days of February, I dropped a different African American person to try to highlight what it's like to be yourself in your own skin. And then at the end of it all, I dropped a video that basically just kind of outlined the whole project, and everybody that came through, gave different words and pretty much just put their hearts into it. So it was a really cool project, and that was like one of the big first real like creative projects I did that was completely from scratch. Planned it all, got everybody all organized, and got it all done within 2 months. So
Okay.
it was a real head turner for me.
So where can they find In My Own Skin? Is there somewhere where they can watch it, or?
Yeah, so if you go to my Instagram, actually my personal Instagram, it was before I did my company. So it's EZK Smith _ on IG. So check that out. I have all the pictures of all the people I took. So they all had like their own personal word, whether it be comfortable or a boss or an individual or inspired, whatever it was that made them feel comfortable in their own skin. And then the videos on there as well. So check that out and let me know. And follow me too, because I'll just go over there and just look at it.
That's cool. And so we also know that our first series was Men of Faith, and we know you're a man of faith as well. Everybody has their own personal journey as a man of faith. What got you started on your journey?
Really school. Actually coming into college, I was going through some tough times in life, so I was kind of like, trying to find something to give me a foundation to get myself back together. And so my uncle and aunt, they're a pastor in Atlanta, Georgia, Salt Life Experience Church. You should check that out. I went and talked to them a lot, kind of got their feedback as far as how I can kind of bring it back together. And they just kind of guided me in the right direction, and kind of gave me some tips and pointers and things to do. And then from there, I just kind of been reading the Bible on my own, studying, praying as much as I can, and just trying to make sure I have my faith beside me.
And Zaran, when you talk about that, I've been working with you for over 30 years now, and I always tell them, you find out who God is for yourself when you get to college or you get on your own, because it's easy living in your parents' house or having somebody close by. But when you get out there and you have to deal with, as we call it, adulting for the first time, and you get professors that challenge your beliefs and you get people that test you, it's like, okay, now I'm gonna either try to see if this God stuff is real, or I'm gonna just wild out. And so a lot of times that's when that, as the old people used to say, that come to Jesus moment happened, to find out, hey, is this real or not? Has there been a time recently or in your walk where you really had to rely on your faith to get you through something?
Oh, you're pulling at the heartstrings now. Really school. Trying to stay on top of my books, trying to just stay on top of everything, really. I have a tendency to overload myself sometimes, so I just have to sit back and kind of breathe, relax, understand that I can't do it all. I kind of get that from one of my favorite superheroes, is Superman. And one of my friends called it the Superman complex, and feeling like you can save the day all the time. So I got to kind of get out of that mindset and stop trying to be the savior of everything, really. So times like those, when I sit back and go to my Bible, trying to find some scripture that deals with what I'm going through right now, and then hopefully it can help me pull it back together. And it always does. So never really have any issues with that.
And it's cool you should say that, because one day I'm gonna put a message out that I felt like God gave me, and it's called "Your Superpowers Can Be to Your Detriment." And the reason I say that is, if you think about most superheroes, they had to learn to reel in their superpowers, because if not, they use it for all kind of things. And when you're a talker or a listener, sometimes you have a tendency to talk too much, or you have a tendency to listen and this and that. And so your superpowers can be good, can also be bad if you don't know how to balance them out. So I think it's very key that you talked about balancing, what you want to do and what you're doing so that it doesn't lead to your detriment. And we're going to switch back to KinziK Media for a second. So with KinziK Media, what all, I know you touched on a little bit, but what all does that encompass? We know you shoot the videos for Conversations with Brent. We know you've done some of the still photos. What else does KinziK Media do?
So really just getting started, but overall, pretty much anything creative. Done grad shoots, done music videos, done interviews, pretty much anything that's creative content. So that's kind of my goal is whoever comes to me, they can just kind of think of, oh, I want to shoot a video about dinosaurs. All right, let's see how we can make dinosaurs come to life in your vision. I want to shoot an interview with me talking to, anybody that's, random person or whatever. It's kind of things like, okay, let's see how we can make that come to life kind of thing. So pretty much any creative content, that's the goal. So whatever somebody comes with, I can assess whether or not I'm able to do it or not, and then we can go from there. And then if I'm not, I have no problem trying to recommend them to, more established people to me to, try to get them other people on game, or other people who have business as well. So
Okay. And I think it's important that people understand their own limitations. For years, man, I tried to be everything to everybody and do everything for everybody, even at the detriment of my own relationships at times, my own health. And I had to find that balance in life. And as a young person, sometimes you feel like I'm invincible. I can do it all. The body had limitations. Have you ever had a time when you just wanted to push through and the body's like, nope, not going any further?
I'll say the end of the question again, but I kind of got a little stuck.
You're okay. I said, have you ever had a time when you wanted to push through and your body was like, nope, shutting down, not going any further?
Oh, I wouldn't necessarily say my body, but I would say my mind. There'll be times where it's like, all right, I know I want to keep pushing, I know I want to keep going, but mentally I'm drained. Like I can't focus long enough. I can't pay attention to this, that, or the third long enough to like actually get some quality work done. So that's when I gotta sit there and be honest with myself about, all right, take a break, take a nap, go do something that is not mentally straining so that you can, recharge your batteries and get back to it. So
Yeah, man, I remember once, being young, somewhat foolish. For a month, I worked 2 full-time and a part-time job. And I was driving home one day, and it couldn't have been no more than 5 or 10 seconds, but it seemed like hour. I had no clue where I was, where I was going, what I was doing, anything, because I was just that mentally and physically exhausted, and it scared the mess out of me. After I got home, I thank God I made it home safely. I called one of the full-time jobs and told them I quit. And man, I think I slept for almost a day. And I never sleep that long. Man, I barely sleep 5, 6 hours a night. So to sleep for almost a whole day, I was done.
nah, I could definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
Actually, a good story. I was coming back. That's probably around finals time last year. I was coming back home, and I had some projects that I was trying to get done, and then I was still trying to finish up some last minute stuff for school. And so I had stayed up for maybe like over the course of like maybe 4 or 5 days, like maybe 5, 6 hours of sleep. And so I was driving back up to Atlanta, and as I was driving up, I could actively feel myself like falling asleep at the wheel. And so I had to make sure I took that time to like stop, pull over, found me a little gas station, parked my car, locked the doors, let the seat back, and went to sleep for like a good like 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours. Popped back up, and then hit the road again. And I called my mom, and because I always usually text her before I leave, and I called my mom, and I was like, yeah, so I'm gonna be about 2 or 3 hours later than I said I was gonna be, because you know, I was about to fall asleep on the side of the road, so I had to make sure I took that time to get my life together.
Yeah, man, that's driving sleepy is a dangerous thing. It's probably worse than drunk driving.
Yeah, I
And
actually took a class for defensive driving not too long ago, and they were saying that sleepy drivers are worse than drunk drivers. So definitely
I'm
take
sure.
that time to rest and get your body right when you really your batteries is dead.
Yeah. Well, man, as we get ready to wrap up, is there anything you want to say? Because I got one final question, but I want to see if there's anything you want to say, any how people can follow you. Let's let you take this moment and just share whatever you want to share.
Make sure y'all checking out Conversations with Brent, obviously. You know, we're on episode 22 at this point, so you know everything's been going strong. So you know, make sure y'all checking them out and just follow along. You can reach me personally at KinziK Media Group on IG and KinziK MG on Twitter, and then my website is www.kinzikmediagroup.com. Post all my portfolio on there, all the projects I've done, everything like that, and then contacts as well. So if you want to get in touch with me and try to create some projects, we can definitely make that happen. Just reach out and let's see what we can do.
Well, man, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna ask my last question. I just want to thank you because some people that know me know I've been talking for years, probably longer than you've been alive, doing something because I love to talk. And we met over the summer and you was like, sure, I'll help you. And ever since then, we've been rolling, dropping something every week and sometimes twice a week for 20 some weeks now. So I just want to personally thank you, man, because you helped me to do something that was always a dream of mine. And so I just want you to know I greatly appreciate it. So my last question is, does that picture behind you light up? Because I see it switch on it. And I wanted to ask, but I said I'm gonna wait till the end. So
Yeah,
does it light
so
up?
the picture itself doesn't light up, but as you can see, I put a little cord behind it that wraps around the top of it, so it does that.
Okay.
My mom actually made that picture, so she
Oh wow.
it's
That's pretty.
acrylic painting. It's got gold flakes in it and everything like that, and she designed it all herself. So she made this one. It's another one on the other wall. It's FAMU colors on there. So honestly, that's probably where I get all my creative talent from. To be honest with you.
Well, shout out to mom for the picture. That's pretty cool. The light, man, it gives a nice little glowing effect to the scene.
Definitely, I actually use that light before I use the light that's installed on my ceiling because it's bright enough to light up the room, but it still keeps it at a nice, like, comfortable lighting effect. So I like it a lot.
Well, that's cool, man. Well, Zaran, man, I just want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart for not only getting the show started, but keeping it running week after week and even being a guest. So once again, just thank you, man. Greatly appreciate it.
No problem. You know, I'm gonna do whatever I can to make your dreams grow. So.
Well, thank you, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, now you get to meet the man who makes Conversations with Brent a reality every week, Mr. Zaran Smith of KinziK Media Group. Check him out. We'll make sure all his information is below. And thank you for enjoying another episode of Conversations with Brent, connecting with people on all levels. Don't forget to follow me at BK3Mill, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Have a great day.
See you later.